Welcome to Balanced Body and Beyond. Today we have a full body yoga practice with all sorts of new, exciting flows and exercises for you to enjoy. We've got some really nice spinal rotation exercises. We've got some really nice hip mobility exercises built into the practice, and then a lot of our traditional stretches and poses that I traditionally put in. So without further ado, roll out your mat and let's get started. With your arms relaxed alongside your body, I invite you to shut your eyes or drift your gaze up towards the ceiling. But feel your lips drawn together and begin drawing air in and out through your nostrils. We'll take just a minute or so to unwind, untangle our thoughts, hopefully reduce our cortisol level. Right, just feeling our stress levels lower and our bodies and minds begin to relax. Focusing on our deep breathing, nasal breathing, if you will. And just unload the worries of your day right here, right now. Relax through your facial muscles. And know you can return to this position any point, whether it's during this yoga practice or at any point during the day. Just hit the pause button, time out. Regroup and reset. We're going to walk our heels in towards our hips. If your eyes are shut, go ahead and open them. And with your heels walking towards your hips, you're going to do a little pelvic tilt, lifting just the tailbone up off the mat and exhale, lower down. Elevating your hips just a few inches, squeezing your glute muscles, your butt cheeks, if you will. And you should feel a really nice stretch in the lower portion of your back. Spread your toes wide. Press the entire sole of your foot into the mat. We're going to lift the hips all the way up, coming into a full bridge. So get your body organized here. Good. We're going to do alternating heel lifts, just gentle heel lift. Waking up the back side of the body, bringing some attention to our feet. One more heel lift. Pause. And now we're going to take our arms overhead, sweeping in like a snow angel. Interlace your fingers overhead and then sweep your arms under the body. Interlace your fingers. Now, if your fingers can interlace, that's going to ensure your hips are nice and high up off the mat. So sweeping the arms, making big snow angel patterns, holding your bridge without arching your back. Right, so maintaining that small pelvic tilt, gaze is to the ceiling, chin is pulled in. One more. Keep your hands interlocked. We're going to hold this bridge just a little longer. If you need to rest, take a rest. And rather than the alternating heel lifts, which we just did a moment ago, see if you can do double heel lift. I have not given you much of a break. We have begun working right away. Right? If we are going to consolidate our practice a little bit, we're going to get right to work. But as always, you modify as you need to. Just one more heel lift. Separate your hands, lower your hips down, and pull your legs into your chest. You can wrap your arms all the way behind your thigh, hug the knees in, give yourself a little rock side to side. Excellent. Now let's lower the left leg all the way down to the mat and just pull your right leg in. Straighten your leg, drive your heel up while drawing that leg into the body. Pull in, push up. So we're just going to start with a little leg separation here. We'll extend the leg all the way up, and then straight leg comes across your body with your arms wide. Now, once you've fallen into this stretch, turn your head and look away from the leg. If you can, we're going to lift this leg anywhere from 6 to 12 inches, maybe a little higher than 12 inches off the floor. Now you can experiment with this moving leg. You can drop it closer towards the bottom foot, or you can lift it higher up towards the chest. Find the stretch that's just right for you. So we get a little activity through the outside of our hip here. It's a great stretch. It's a great strengthener. Arms are wide, feeling a big stretch through the top half of the body. All right, bring that leg back up the center. Now you're going to hold this leg still, and the leg that's on the ground is going to come up with the flex foot, point, flex, point. Good. So that resting leg is now a moving leg. Working the lower abdominal muscles, arms are out wide, still feeling that stretch. We'll try one more. Both legs are up. Now drop the other leg to the floor and wrap your hands behind the elevated leg. Pull your knee into your chest and then straighten the leg. So now we'll do this hamstring stretch combination on the other side. We're going to straighten the leg and hold. Let the leg drift across midline while your arms are stretched out wide. So I'm looking away from that leg and I'm just feeling the stretch right now. Then I'll begin moving the leg up and down, up and down. Maybe 6 inches, maybe 12 inches. Maybe that foot doesn't come all the way to the floor. Maybe it's kind of hovering just above the floor. Yeah, maybe you feel your back do a little crack or a pop or somewhere else. Hopefully that's just releasing some of those tighter, soft tissue areas. A few more. Let's work in the waistline, help strengthening as well. Perfect. Bring that leg straight up now over the body. The elevated leg stays still. The leg that's resting on the mat lifts up. Flex your foot, point your toe. Flex and point. Arms can go wide. A little movement through your ankle, through that flexion and pointing. The leg that's elevated is staying strong. Feeling still a hamstring stretch. You got one more. Both legs come up. Bend your knees 90 degrees. Take your hands onto the kneecaps and let's guide those legs in a circular pattern. A little movement from our shoulders as well as our hips and engaging our core muscles. Change directions of your circle. Nice work. Love those big circles. Take one more. Hold still. Pull one knee into the chest and let's rise up to a seated position. Crossing your legs in any kind of comfortable place here. We're gonna do a little shoulder work. So if you bring your arms up with a 90-degree bend, you're gonna take one hand down and then the other. So just a little shoulder mobility work here. I like to do this one on the floor as well. If you wanted to lay down and do this from the floor, it would work. I just wanted you to be able to see me a little more clearly. It's kind of hard to see this pattern when I'm laying on the ground. But little zigzag arms, if you will. Shoulder work. Good. Let's bring both hands up, stretch up, and then both hands are going to go back behind you, fingertips point in, a little internal rotation of the shoulders, palms together, and then a little internal rotation of the shoulder with taking your fingertips back behind you. It's a big arm pattern. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Inhale, lift and hold. Pointer fingers to the ceiling, head between your elbows, and just a little side bend. Look under your arm. If it's not comfortable for you to sit in this cross-legged position, you can sit in some other fashion, maybe a leg extended, maybe sitting on a block, right? I've posted recently a lot of videos using blocks. Sitting on a block is a great option here to make your cross-legged position more comfortable. Good. Hold here, and arms come down. Now, you're gonna swing one leg behind you, but today I'm gonna have you pull this back leg in a little bit, and you're gonna take your ankle over your thigh. So we're pinning this leg down. We're gonna lean back, do a little tricep push-up, and while you're doing this little tricep push-up, you're also feeling a really nice stretch through your quadricep and your hip flexor, because we are pinning this knee down, pushing our foot into the leg. Now, some of you might just stay back here and hold the stretch. It's quite lovely. You can sort that out, or you can stay moving. Okay, sitting up, we're gonna take our foot flat onto the ground, and we're gonna open our hip, pushing this knee down, and then lifting up. Now, if you do not need to lean back, bring your arms up here. Little hip mobility. If you can bring this knee more across midline, try that. Right. Again, not everyone's gonna have access to do that. Let's see what your body's capable of. Yep. And if you need to lean back, this sometimes just makes it a little bit more achievable. Excellent. Okay, let the hip open. Now rotate and fold forward. Good. Just take this stretch. You can reach your arm across. You can come all the way across. Just find the sweet spot of a stretch that works for you. It has been a long, long week here. We had a little mini tornado come through our township last Saturday. It did a lot of damage. So as you set up, we are gonna pull this leg in and place our foot over our knee. Good. From here, lean back. Good, so you're pinning this leg down, bend your elbows, and then lift up. Good, you got it. So anyway, we had a little mini tornado. It did a massive amount of destruction to our little township. So many trees down, so many folks with tree limbs, tree trunks in their homes. Lots of damage, lots of devastation. All right, lean back and hold. And maybe you were holding there for a while as I was talking. All right, sit up and go ahead and separate your feet. Now, I'm gonna bring my hands up here because I know I can. Knee up, leg down. Knee up, leg down. Can you pull this leg more across midline? Yeah, you don't know unless you try. Option to take your hands behind you. Feeling the work here through this quadricep, stretching it, but hip mobility. Yeah, I like it. How about one more? And then we'll go for the stretch. So reach across. You can extend one arm, both arms. You can walk your arms more across. whatever suits you. Phenomenal. We're going to do one more seated exercise, and I'm going to have you begin with your hands behind you, heels on the floor to start, and start with just extending your legs like this. Now, if you're successful here, put your feet flat, right? The feet flat, it's more challenging. And if you're successful here, send your arms out. This is going to be a strengthening exercise for your quadriceps, strengthening for your core, but I like the flexion and extension of the knees to warm up the knees. So while we are strengthening, we are also working mobility. And if your knees are making some crackling, popping Rice Krispie sounds, it's okay as long as you don't have pain with it. And I'm laughing because my knees are making some noise. They don't always make that noise. I don't know why they're making it today. Sometimes we just don't know why. We just work through it. Don't pay it much attention. It might be gone tomorrow. How many more can we do? How about 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic. Let's take child's pose. Extend your arms out. If your forehead doesn't come all the way to the mat, you could put a block under your forehead. You could put a block behind your legs. Right? That might help give you more comfort, but let's hang out in child's pose for a moment. Reconnect with your yoga breath. Go ahead and breathe loud enough so the person in the other room can hear you. Spread your fingers wide. Gliding our body weight forward into kneeling plank, and then tuck your toes under and take high plank. Cool? If you can't come all the way to the high plank, you just rest the knees down and stay here. Otherwise, we're shifting to down dog. If down dog isn't a pose that suits you, you can stay on your knees, return to child's pose, or you can work from your forearms. Let's pedal out the feet. Let your head hang loosely. You might have seen George pass by the camera a couple of times. I'm not really paying attention to him. My husband is outside power washing the boat because he went crabbing this morning, and George is just very unsettled because he wants to be outside and he's not. Let's put both heels down into the mat. And now walk your feet forward. Let your head hang. See if you can interlock your fingers over your back. Push your knuckles to the ceiling. It's a nice shoulder stretch. Fingertips return to mat. Rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, lift. So you can stay facing the direction you're at. I'm going to turn to demonstrate the next exercise. We'll take our feet a little wider. And you're going to squat. Bring your elbows to your thighs. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. Inhale. So now imagine there's a wall in front of you. So if you rotate your palms would glide down the wall, slide up the wall. Chest stays up. Okay, we are going to up the ante here. Continue to look forward, but see if you can bring your fingertips to the inside of your ankles. And that's going to allow you to use your arms to push your knees out so they don't buckle in. Now you may not get this low. Come to whatever height you can, and maybe you stay with your elbows pointing to your knees, but we're still squatting, opening up the hips with a little bit of a wider stance, generating more body heat. Let's try one more. Okay, you're going to join your feet together. We're at the top of the mat and take chair pose. Now in this chair pose, make sure you have a little space between your knees. A lot of times people bring their knees together and kind of use that as a crutch, but leaving a little space, hips have to work a little harder independently. Inhale, lift. We're gonna now come in and out of chair pose a couple times. My big toes are touching. There's a little space between the heels of my feet. Arms come up overhead and hold. Swan dive down just means our arms are going to go wide and we fold at the hips. Holding this forward fold, let your head hang and sweep your hips in a little circle. Change directions. Yeah, keep your gaze to the back of the mat. Hold tight. Lift halfway up, creating a nice long spine. And as we fold, we're going to take our left leg behind us. So some options here. Once your left leg is back, you might drop the knee to the mat, or you'll stay elevated. You might put blocks under your hands to make the floor higher. So use whatever tool you need. And here's our flow. We're going to pick our right arm up for a twist. Then we're going to bring our elbow towards the inside of the ankle. Now, you don't have to touch the mat. Some of you might. If your knee's down, maybe you can get that low, but don't force it. Arm comes back up and then down. And once you're reset here, you're going to pick up your left arm and twist looking to the left hand. Reset. So right arm goes up. Elbow comes down, right arm goes up, both hands down, left arm comes up, pause and gaze to that left palm. Reset. Here we go. Right arm up, right elbow down, right arm up, both hands down. Left arm lifts. Now we've been in this lunge a long time. I recognize that. But we are going to do one more sequence here. Right arm up, elbow down. Right arm up, reset, and left arm up. Hold here. Both hands down. Drop your back knee. Arms come overhead. Get some flexion and extension of the spine, but opening our arms wide, rounding our back. Inhale, open. Exhale, inhale. One more. Fantastic. Hold here. Arms come up. Hands come down. Both feet move back. High plank. Take a little pause. Now we're just going to strengthen in this plank. See if you can kind of do a pelvic tilt here and draw your quadricep towards your elbows. I'm going to send my feet a little wider and your elbows back towards your quadricep. So it's a very active plank. Let your chest come down. From here, you're going to bend your right knee and you're going to push off the mat. As you do that, press the sole of your foot flat. You're rolling all the way onto your butt. And then you're going to push up into a wild thing pose. You lower yourself down. You roll onto your belly. Bend your left knee. Push off the mat. Roll. And then lift up. And this move gets bigger and bigger as you roll side to side. Place your foot. You can effectively lift the hips, look to the ceiling, and maybe take your arm even farther back. So play with that a little bit. Don't have to look like me. you might be doing a little bit something different. You may not be lifting your hips very high. You may be doing something different with your arm, but you have an idea of where we're going. You could pause and hold the stretch here. I love this little roll side to side. I've been incorporating a lot more mobility style drills into my practices, which I've really loved. All right, we're on our bellies, coming into Cobra pose, pointing your feet, lifting your chest. From Cobra, you can move into up dog and then down dog. Pressing your heels down. Imagine you're drawing the arch of your foot up into your pelvis, right? So you're not letting the knees buckle in, you're not collapsing into your arches. Walk your feet forward. And we're moving into chair pose, bending your knees, dropping your hips, lifting your heart space. Inhale, rise all the way up. Do some lateral stretching here. One arm behind you, the other arm overhead. Right, we kind of did a variation of this seated at the beginning of our practice. Continuing with our long, deep breaths. Oh, that backdrop on the TV just makes me smile. One more. Water, it's so calming, meditative. Arms come up overhead. Swan dive down. Now if you recall the last sequence, we are going to repeat it on the other side. Half lift. And once we fold, our right leg moves behind us. Okay, from here, we have that long lunge. Remember, you can put your back knee down. Right arm is going to stay anchored initially. So your left arm comes up. Then you drop your elbow towards the floor. Left arm comes back up. Both hands down, square bodies, and then rotate. Now, when this right arm comes up, you're still pointing your belly button down. Yeah? Okay, switch to the left. Up, elbow, reach, hands down, twist with the right arm, but your hips don't turn, so you can get that arm up, pointing fingers right to the ceiling. Take a pause. Perfect. We have 2 more sequences to go. Not to rush it. Get your full stretch in. And we are buying a lot of time in this lunge. Just make sure that front foot is indeed underneath your nose and it's not tucked up under your body. This will be the last twist here. Look to the top hand. Super duper. Both hands down. Drop your back knee. Inhale, lift. And now we take our fingertips to our temples. So rather than the arms being extended out wide, we're just keeping our fingers at our temples. Still flexion and extension of the spine. Chin in and round. Inhale. Open and hold. Arms reach up. Hands come down. High plank. Pause. Here we are holding our high plank again. I think you're blocking my view, George. Can you go lay in your bed, George? Once again, that active plank. Now lower your chest down. So we are going to keep our forehead resting to the mat. I'm inching my way down the mat. So let your forehead rest onto the mat and take your arms out. From here, you're going to take your palms to the floor and then lift your knuckles straight up. So we're going to isolate the shoulders, arms up and arms down. Now, if for some reason that is not comfortable for your head, you can lift your head slightly, but try not to lift it too high. We're keeping our chest onto the mat, and we're strengthening the back of our shoulder. Palms down, and I say that because we're going to rotate our hands after this last lift. Now you're going to do this with your thumbs pointing to the ceiling, and your pinky fingers touch the floor. A lot of times I'll do our back extension exercises where we're lifting and lowering the chest and adding the arms, but today I'm choosing just to isolate shoulders, and I'm sure you are feeling that little sting in the back of the shoulder. Now try rotating thumbs down and pinkies up. Can you see that change? Pinky fingers up, thumbs down, squeezing shoulder blades together. Some great exercises in today's practice. Two more. Yowza. And then bring your palms to the mat. Pull your elbows in tight to the body so we can push up and exhale to down dog. You're going to bring our right leg up into the air. Bend your knee and then just peel the hips open, full body yawn if you will. Straighten the right leg. We are going to prepare for Warrior One, stepping all the way through, landing your foot where your hand is, and then rise up to Warrior One. Pretty or not, we'll get there. If you got into it a little differently, it's okay. So your back leg is straight. Your back foot is flat with a little pivot. Your front knee is bent. Good. You're going to take your right arm behind you and then the fingertips onto your shoulder blade. We're going to hinge, pulling your elbow forward and then your elbow to the ceiling. Good. So strong through warrior legs, hinging at the hip. I think last week I did some videotaping inside because it was so crazy hot. And my chickens, oh my gosh, those poor girls, they did not like that heat stress. Hold here, arms up. Relax the shoulders. Today I'm getting sabotaged for another reason, but it's all good. All right, from here, we are gonna face the side of the mat. My apologies for putting my back to you, but actually it's another good way to see the movement. So you're in a wide stance. Hands are gonna come down to the mat, and then you're gonna shift your weight side to side for a lateral lunge. And you can use your hands to help support your body weight. Now, right now I have my feet flat, right? So that's a really nice stretch through your ankle. Good inner thigh stretch. Shifting side to side. Getting your hips as low as you can. Some more pops and cracks. All right, let's center ourselves and stand tall, arms overhead. We're gonna point our front foot, which should still be your right foot, towards the top of the mat, and we're gonna take triangle pose. Reach and side hinge. Now, a good approach to this is just to start with your hand at your knee, get your top arm to point hand to ceiling, and then slide your hand down your leg. So you can try that technique. That should help keep your hips open. Return to your low lunge and step both feet back. high plank. We're going to take downward dog again. We're going to set up that sequence on the other side. So your left leg will lift, and then you'll bend your left knee and peel your hips open so your left foot aims for your right shoulder blade. Full body yawn. All right, straighten your left foot. Now you're going to land your left foot where your left hand is for warrior one. Set up with confidence. You got this, for sure. Our left arm will swing behind us. Fingertips then of the right hand go to the shoulder. And maybe your fingers touch. Mine don't. But you might have enough shoulder mobility, yours do. Hinge with a long spine. And then elbow to ceiling, elbow pulls forward, not to the floor. So good. Last one. And we reset. Strong warriors. Shoulders relax. Bam, bam. Now I'm going to face you, and we are going to set up for a plie squat this time. So in this plie squat, we're going to take our fingers to our temples, do a little oblique work as we have the elbow drop to the thigh, but I'm going to add on to this. Your elbow is going to come to your thigh, but then your top arm is going to reach so you feel your bicep right over your ear. This is a fantastic side stretch while incorporating strengthening work for the legs, hip opening. Since we're not getting our warrior two in today, we'll take this as one of our hip openers. I love combining stretching and strengthening. Feels so good. Get as much bang for our buck as we can. That'll be the last one there. Inhale, lift. We're going to set up for triangle. So pull your back foot in a little bit. Rotate this foot. I'm going to separate my feet a little bit more. Reach forward. So like I said, you could always drop your hand to your leg and then slide it down. So your chest stays open. Right? And for me, I want to take my feet a little wider. So I'm just going to heel toe my feet out a little bit more and reset. So don't ever feel like you cannot reset a pose. If it doesn't feel quite right, make the change. Don't get stuck there thinking I can't change now. Because you know what? You can change anytime. Whether it's in your yoga practice or in life. Excellent. Both hands come down. Send both feet back. High plank. And from your high plank, lower your body down. We'll take a cobra to up dog and one last down dog. Woohoo! And from down dog, let's come to our knees. We're going to take child's pose. See how that feels. Does it feel a little more relaxed than your previous one at the beginning of our practice? Extend your arms, relax. And then glide your body weight forward. We're going to come to a seated position as we finish up our practice here today with our legs crossed and sitting tall. We'll take a little peek over our shoulder and then center and switch. You can hold this stretch longer should you choose. You could drop your chin down, get a little bit more of a neck stretch here. And then from here, let your shoulders relax, drop your chin in, and we're going to take some circles Big head circles. Change directions. Heart rate should be coming down. Great practice today. Some fun mobility work. Plenty of strengthening work in our traditional postures. Great T-spine rotation exercises. Just a fantastic job. We're going to look straight down. Hello, George. Would you like to sit down with me for the finish? Good boy. You can sit. All right. And then from here, we're just going to drop our ear to our shoulder, a little more neck stretch. Just hold here. You can take your arm and walk your fingertips away. I did a short video recently on just some really nice neck stretches. This stretch is in there. Good, and try the other side as you let your ear drop to the shoulder. Walk your fingertips away and play and take the fingertips back behind you. And goodbye, George. Good. Look straight down. Arms come overhead. Inhaling. Palms together. Hands coming to heart center. Fantastic job today. Thank you for joining me. Be proud of what you accomplished. Remember, hit like, hit subscribe. Shoot me out a comment if you have any questions or something you'd like to see more of, and I will look for you next time. Have a great day. Thank you.